Dear students, welcome to the today's chemistry class. So in the last class we discussed the heterogeneous and homogeneous catalysis. So in this class let us discuss the absorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis or the mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis. So that means the adsorption of adsorbate molecules on the catalytic surface involves mechanism. So the mechanism consists of 5 steps. So that is adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis proceed through the 5 steps of mechanism. So it involves so mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis involves 5 steps. 5 steps. So the first step of mechanism is step 1. Step 1. Diffusion of reactant molecules. Reactants to the surface. Onto the surface of catalyst. So the first step of mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis is diffusion of reactant molecules onto the surface. So that means on the surface of catalyst, the reactant molecules are allowed to spread out. And second step is step 2. Second step adsorption of reactant molecules. Adsorption of reactant molecules to the surface of catalyst. So that is the first step is diffusion of reactant molecules on the surface of catalyst, and second one is adsorption of reactant molecules to the surface of catalyst. So that means the reactant molecules get adsorbed to the surface of the catalyst by the means of weak van der Waals forces or by forming chemical bonds. So it is very well. Adsorption involves either the formation of chemical bonds between the reactant molecules and catalyst surface or by the means of weak van der Waals forces. So if it is a chemical adsorption, so the strong chemical bonds are formed between the reactant molecules and the catalyst. If it is a physical adsorption, so then weak van der Waals forces exist. So here second step is adsorption of reactant molecules to the surface of catalyst. So the reactant molecules get adsorbed to the surface of the catalyst by means of van der Waals forces or chemical bonds. And step 3 is reaction between the reactant molecules to form intermediate compound. Step 3 is occurrence of reaction between the reactant molecules to form the intermediate compound. And fourth step is step 4. Step 4 is desorption. Desorption of product molecules. desorption. Desorption is nothing but removal. So desorption or removal of product molecules from the surface of catalyst. So that means once if the reaction takes place between the catalyst and also the reacting substances, then products are formed. Once if the products are formed, there will be no affinity between the product molecules and also the catalytic surface. Hence, the product molecules, hence the resultant product molecules get dissolved, get removed from the surface of the catalyst. And step 5, fifth step is step 5. Fifth step is diffusion. Diffusion of product molecules. Product molecules away from the catalytic surface, away from the catalytic surface, and makes the surface available for other reacting molecules. So fifth step is diffusion of product molecules away from the catalytic surface and makes that surface available for other reactants. So it means to takes place a fresh reaction, between the reactant molecules and catalytic surface. So then the product molecules immediately dissolved from the catalytic surface and they get diffused out of the catalytic surface, and now the catalytic surface is regenerated, and that regenerated catalyst is available for other reactants to take place, so further reaction. So these are the 5 steps involved in the adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis or the mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis. The entire 5-step mechanism can be schematically or diagrammatically represented as step 1. Consider the catalytic surface which consists of free valencies or cavities. So this is the catalytic surface which consists of free valency, catalytic surface with free valencies. Valencies means active centers plus reactant molecules A plus B. A and B are there, some reacting molecules. So these reacting molecules, when diffused on the catalytic surface, they get adsorption takes place. So adsorption of reacting molecules. So reacting molecules get adsorbed to the catalytic surface as A is reactant molecules A and B get adsorbed to the catalytic surface. So adsorption of reactant molecules. Okay, next. Reaction. Occurrence of reaction. Occurrence of reaction between the reactant molecules by the formation of the chemical bonds between A and B. So that is to form intermediate compound. So between the reactant molecules, chemical bonds are formed. So to form, hence the intermediate compound is formed. Intermediate compound after the formation of chemical bonds between the reactant molecules. So that means between the reactant molecules, chemical bonds are formed. So this is the intermediate compound. Intermediate compound. So that is third step is reaction between the reactant molecules by the formation of chemical bonds between A and B between the reactant molecules. Hence, the intermediate compound is formed. Next, desorption of product molecules. Desorption of products from the catalytic surface. So once if intermediate compound is formed by the means of chemical bonds formation between the reactant molecules, then the product molecules get dissolved, get removed from the surface of the catalyst. So A, B, now AB is the product which comes out of the catalytic surface, and plus the catalyst regenerated. So this catalytic surface, this regenerated catalytic surface once again used for further reaction between the reactant molecules. So that is why catalyst is a substance, catalyst is a chemical substance which just alters or accelerates the rate of reaction without undergoing any chemical change, either in its mass or in its chemical composition. ಈ catalyst adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis use ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, so catalyst just involved in the chemical reaction, but at the last it is get regenerated. Nothing happened to the mass of the catalyst or composition of the catalyst. So this is the mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis, adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, next come to the some important features. Some important features of solid catalyst. Some important features of solid catalyst. So here, when we come to the solid catalyst, we have three important features. The first one is activity of catalyst. So here, activity of catalyst is nothing but the ability of the catalyst to alter or to accelerate the rate of chemical reaction. So activity of catalyst is nothing but the ability of a catalyst to accelerate the rate of chemical reaction. So the ability of catalyst to accelerate the rate of chemical reaction is called activity of catalyst. So this activity of catalyst depends on the strength of chemical bonds to the large extent. So that means activity of the catalyst can be increases by increasing the strength of the chemical adsorption, by increasing the strength of strong chemical bonds to the large extent. So that is activity of the catalyst is the ability of the catalyst to accelerate the rate of chemical reaction, and this activity of the catalyst increases on the strength of chemical adsorption to the large extent. So that means so the reactant molecules strongly adsorbed so on the catalytic surface. So that means to increase the activity of the catalyst, the reactant molecules get adsorbed to the surface of catalyst strongly by the means of chemical bonds. However, more strong adsorption of reactant molecules to the catalytic surface should not take place. Stay stronger the chemical bonds. So formation ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ reactant molecules ಮತ್ತೆ catalytic surface ಗೆ over strong chemical bonds ಆಗಬಾರದು, because they become immobilized, and to other reactant molecules no space is available on the catalytic surface. So reactant molecules ಮತ್ತು catalytic surface ಮಧ್ಯೆ so over strong chemical bonds formation ಆದಾಗ so they become immobilized and space is not available on the surface of catalyst for other reacting molecules. And second one is selectivity of catalyst. So the selectivity of a catalyst is nothing but the catalyst, that is the catalytic reaction in which a particular catalyst will direct the rate of chemical reaction to form a particular product. Nothing but a particular catalyst will produce a particular product for any given reaction. If you use a catalyst, then particular product is used. The substance which catalyzes one reaction will not catalyze the other reactions. So that means selectivity of a catalyst is nothing but the catalytic reaction, the catalyst in which a particular product is produced. So in good yield in a particular reaction. So that means the selection of the catalyst is highly specific in nature. The selection of catalyst is highly specific in nature. The ability of a catalyst to direct the chemical reaction to produce a particular product in the good yield is called as selectivity of a catalyst. So it is the ability of a catalyst to direct the reaction to produce particular selectivity of a catalyst. And once again, the selection of catalyst is highly specific in nature. It is nothing but a particular catalyst will catalyze a particular reaction. The substance which catalyze one reaction will fail to catalyze another reaction. Suppose if you take example, reaction between carbon monoxide and hydrogen is catalyzed by different catalysts to produce different products. Reactant molecules are carbon monoxide and hydrogen, but catalysts are different, but different products are obtained. So it means different catalysts will produce different products, but reactant substances are same. Suppose CO plus H2, if we use copper as catalyst, so then HCHO, so it is formaldehyde or methanol. Formaldehyde is formed. HCHO, methanol, methanol or formaldehyde is formed when copper catalyst is used for the reaction. CO plus 2H2 gives rise to CH3OH, methanol. Methanol product is obtained when carbon monoxide reacts with dihydrogen in the presence of catalyst zinc oxide and promoter Cr2O3. So it is if you use catalyst zinc oxide and promoter chromium dioxide, carbon monoxide reacts with dihydrogen so to form methanol. And CO plus 3H2 gives rise to CH4 plus H2O, that is CO plus 3H2 gives rise to CH4 plus H2O. So this reaction is catalyzed by some other catalyst. So that means a selection of catalyst is highly specific in nature. Selection of catalyst is highly specific in nature. Because if we use catalyst here, nickel, means carbon monoxide plus 3H2 gives rise to CH4 plus H2O. If it is nickel catalyst, so then this reaction is catalyzed. So reacting substances are same, but the catalysts are different, products are different. So in the first one, copper catalyst is used, so to obtain product, so that is a formaldehyde, and second one, if you use zinc oxide as catalyst, methanol is obtained, and third one, nickel catalyst, methane is obtained. So it means totally a particular catalyst will produce a particular product in high yield. So selection of catalyst is highly specific in nature. Next, third one, shape selectivity. Shape selectivity of zeolites. Shape selectivity of zeolites. Here, shape selectivity is nothing but the catalytic reaction which depends on the pore structure of the zeolite and shape and size of reacting molecules. Shape selectivity of catalyst. So zeolite is a catalyst now. So shape selectivity is nothing but the catalytic reaction that depends on the pore structure of catalyst, size and shape of the reacting molecules. So here good example for shape selectivity is zeolites. Zeolites. So zeolites are the microporous aluminosilicates. Zeolites are the microporous aluminosilicates. So it is zeolites are aluminosilicates. Aluminosilicates which are having a three-dimensional network type structure. So zeolites are the microporous. Zeolites are the microporous aluminosilicates having three-dimensional network type structure in which each silicon atom is replaced by a aluminium atom. Each silicon atom is replaced by the aluminium atoms. And once again in the zeolites the pore size in the structure of zeolites, pore size varies between 240 picometer to 740 picometer. Hence, zeolites are called as a good shape selective catalyst. So it means zeolites are called as a good shape selective catalysts. So zeolites acts as a good shape selective catalyst because they have honeycomb structure. Honeycomb structure. So because of this honeycomb structure, the pore size is very small. They readily absorb the reactant molecules on their surface. That is why zeolites are called as a good shape selective catalyst. So that means the selection of catalyst is specific in nature even in the zeolites also. So shape selectivity is nothing but the catalytic reaction that depends on the pore size, shape of the pore size of the catalyst, shape and size of the reacting molecules. So zeolites are called as good shape selective catalysts because they have honeycomb structure. So in this honeycomb structure, a three-dimensional network type solid structure is observed in which the pore size varies between 240 picometer to 740 picometer. In zeolites, microporous aluminosilicates are present in the network type framework. So in which each silicon atom is replaced by the aluminium atom.